My name is Sarah Capriva, and I'm the Executive Director here at Guiding Star Cedar Valley. For the next few minutes, it's my job to tell you about who we are, where we've been, and where we're going. But before I do that, I want to reflect for a moment. She Wants to Be Seen has been our resounding anthem in 2022. And as it turns out, it's been a pretty powerful one given everything that's happened this year in the world of women's health. I know for many, there's celebration and recognition that on the national level, we have made a step in the right direction when it comes to honoring human dignity and protecting the unborn. And I absolutely stand with you in that. But on the day the Dobbs case overturned Roe versus Wade, I started to see people, friends of mine, posting things I never imagined they would. It was rough, and in some cases it still is. I'm sure many of you can relate. But in all those big feelings, a still, small voice kept saying, she wants to be seen. When I looked past the angry voices and the nasty comments, I saw stories of real hurt, of fear, of confusion, a genuine sense of where do I go from here? If you don't believe me, I challenge you to do a few simple searches online, looking at things like postpartum depression, birth control side effects, birth trauma. It won't take you long to see what I'm talking about, and I ask you to look and listen with eyes and ears of compassion. These stories matter and are real traumas women are facing today. So again, that voice kept reminding me, she wants to be seen. Friends, we need to take that seriously. As a life-affirming organization, we really have to consider what that means. The standard in modern women's healthcare is missing the mark. It's outdated and it's underserving the true needs of women. It's created an absolute mistrust of our bodies and our natural capacities as women. And to me, it's so clear that what's being proclaimed to us as our healthcare is actually harming us. Let me tell you what I'm talking about. Did you know that 60% of abortions are to mothers who already have children? What contributes to that? Obviously, a number of things: economics, societal pressures, relationship issues, etc. And we cannot claim it is all related to how we treated her throughout her earlier pregnancies. But I really don't think that we can ignore what that experience is either, and we need to be looking at how we can be taking a more proactive approach. Did you know that most women's health providers won't see a woman until she is at least 8 weeks pregnant? Some won't get them in until 12 weeks along. But why? 80% of miscarriages happen in this time. And for many women, these early months of pregnancy are filled with lots of questions, body changes, this miserable little thing called morning sickness. Shouldn't we be checking hormonal levels to do everything that we can to help prevent these miscarriages and the physical and emotional toll that it takes on a woman and her family? And what about just being there for her as her body's going through some of the most monumental shifts it will ever endure? Even prior to that, did you know that the average age a young woman is put on birth control is 16? And it's not uncommon for her to be put on the pill even earlier than that. The moment our cycles start to show any sign of irregularity, which is normal and to be expected the first 2 years of having a cycle, seeds of doubt are planted in our impressionable minds. I also find it interesting that 77% of female teenage students in the United States report wanting more in-depth education about their menstrual health. We want to understand our bodies, not shut them down. We learn so early that my body is really messed up and I can't trust it. And it's a sentiment we carry long before we ever get to that first pregnancy. Is it a wonder why we later feel we aren't capable of birthing, breastfeeding, postpartum, motherhood in general? Additionally, 30% of women change their birth control 5 times over the course of their fertile years. The methods offered to us make us gain weight, lose bone density, increase our risk for breast cancer, affect our mental and emotional state, and ultimately do nothing to actually treat the issues that we were hoping to treat when many of us went on it in the first place. Shouldn't we have access to the most recent data and most effective natural measures that help us avoid feeling so yucky and disconnected from our bodies? And let's talk about breastfeeding. Approximately 90% of women report desires to breastfeed, but 50% stop after 3 months of age, and only 30% are still breastfeeding at a year old. Lactation education is limited amongst doctors and nurses, who are often a woman's first encouragement on her breastfeeding journey. And when you look at the numbers per capita of babies being born each year, there's not enough professional support available for the ongoing needs of the breastfeeding mother. Birth and postpartum education availability is similarly discouraging. My point is that women go into these important phases where they hope to be affirmed and to discover their ability as a mother, and often find proper support is simply not available to them. So, she wants to be seen. This is something that's important for us to sit with and acknowledge we can be doing better. We aren't doing enough if we are only reacting to a woman's needs in a crisis. She is looking for us to affirm her long before she gets to that point via this intimate role that her healthcare plays in her life. I want to propose that Guiding Star Centers, especially here in the Cedar Valley, are providing a solution. I absolutely love this mission, and I truly believe that this brand of women's healthcare is a huge step in the right direction when it comes to correcting what is missing in the world of women's health. These centers are empowering us to be healthy, happy, and whole as we embrace how our bodies are made. Over the last 2 years, we have seen a 238% increase in the number of appointments here at our center. Everything from our free child watch to our fertility and body education to mental health counseling and pregnancy and postpartum support. More and more women and families are coming in for our services. Attached to this video, you should see a bar graph illustrating this growth. It's a pretty basic breakdown, yes, but it's a really exciting one for me to get to show you, because what this proves to me is that this case study for what life-affirming women's healthcare can look like across the United States is successful. We are modeling what can be done to better serve women and to take down the barriers to a woman embracing the natural, beautiful, and necessary gifts of her womanhood and her motherhood. This proves that a comprehensive and authentic approach to women's healthcare is not only doable, but it's effective in helping women reclaim their natural bodies and heal the traumas caused by our current system. We are rewriting a cultural narrative that says her body cannot be trusted and replacing it with one that says it can. That she is fearfully and wonderfully made, and that she has support. As a director, it is extremely satisfying for me to be able to show you all of this, because I know how hard-earned it has been by my incredible team. But it's also important for me to tell you that we're reaching capacity with what we have. To be able to offer this kind of care to every woman and family that comes in for our services, that chooses this type of health care, we need so much more. More staff, more space, more resources to be able to provide it. So now let me share with you our big, hairy, audacious goal, our 2020 vision. Over the next several years, we are positioning ourselves to be in a new facility here in the Cedar Valley, equipping us with a large, prominent location that represents this brand of women's healthcare to our community. Things like this make me so excited, and I hope they make you excited too. You can find details of this vision on page 12 in the annual report that's attached to wherever you are watching this video. And as you can see, we have a long way to go to get from where we are to where we are going. To be one of the first 3 fully branded Guiding Star medical centers in the whole United States. We are currently in the positioning phase, continuing to help our community learn about us, diversifying our development strategies and building a sustainable future, setting policies and procedures for how we'll care for people as we scale growth, and working through the early stages of where a building like this might be, how much it would cost, and more. It's a lot of work, but it's worth it to provide this type of healthcare to our community for generations to come. There is a lot to be done between now and then, and we invite you to come alongside us in making this vision a reality. We invite you to partner with us as we move forward. As for our current needs, I want to make you aware that 70% of our funding comes from individual givers, just like you. And we need $250,000 to see Guiding Star Cedar Valley fully funded for this fiscal year. And we need your help to get us there. In order to see this vision fully realized, of course, we need to go above and beyond that $250,000 number. So I ask you to please pray over how you can help her be seen through authentic women's healthcare. Additionally, as we look at the future of this mission in our community, please think about ways that you can help us professionally, spiritually, and financially. We can't do this without your help. I am so thankful for and forever indebted to those who have walked alongside us thus far. Thank you will never be enough. I also want to thank each of you so much for your past, present, and future support of this mission as we continue to move forward. May God bless you and your family, and thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video.